Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Reshma Tiwari with the Midday News. The headlines. Home Minister Amit Shah undertakes aerial survey of various developmental projects in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, inaugurates Humphrey Strait Bridge project. More than 97 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.08%. India allows foreign tourists on chartered flights to enter the country. US to ease travel curbs for fully vaccinated foreigners from 8th of November. UN Security Council strongly condemns terrorist attack on Shia mosque in Kandahar province of Afghanistan. Islamic State claims responsibility. National Security Guard celebrates their 37th Raising Day. Heavy rains disrupt normal life in several parts of Kerala. Week-long Kullu Dashera begins in Himachal Pradesh with Rath Yatra of Lord Raghunath. Seven-time champions India to take on Nepal in final of SAF Football Championship in Malé this evening. As India is on the verge of vaccinating 100 crore people against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses and others who made this possible. At the same time, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today undertook an aerial survey of various developmental projects including Shahid Dweep Eco-Tourism Project and Swaraj Dweep Water Aerodrome on the second day of his visit of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He virtually inaugurated the Humphrey Strait Creek Bridge from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island in Port Blair today. The bridge has been named as Azad Hind Fauj Setu. The Home Minister dedicated this bridge to the people of Andaman and Nicobar. Speaking on the occasion, the Home Minister said it was a matter of pride for him to come to that holy place. Remembering freedom fighters Veer Savarkar and Sachin Sanyal, he said their sacrifice inspired many youths to serve the country. The Home Minister said we did not get the chance to die for the country like them, but we can live for the country.
नेताजी के स्वप्नों का भारत बनाना, वीर सावरकर के स्वप्न का भारत बनाना, ढेर सारे ज्ञात अज्ञात नामी अनामी शहीदों के स्वप्नों का भारत बनाने की जिम्मेदारी आज की युवा पीढ़ी पर है, हम लोगों पर। और मित्रों, मैं फिर से एक बार कल भी कहा था, आज भी कह रहा हूं कि हमें आजादी के लिए लड़ने का मौका नहीं मिला, हमारा जन्म ही नहीं हुआ था, परंतु भारत के लिए जीने का मौका हमसे कोई नहीं छीन सकता। हमारे जीवन को हम भारत के विकास के लिए, भारत की उन्नति के लिए और भारत के गौरव के लिए समर्पित करना चाहे तो कोई नहीं रोक सकता।
Mr. Shah said the government gave away the status, the most sacred place, Tirth Sthal of the Indian subcontinent, to the cellular jail. He said the government wants to inculcate the spirit of nationalism among the youth through Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
हम आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव को देश भर में मनाने का काम कर रहे हैं और आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के माध्यम से बच्चों और युवाओं में देशभक्ति की भावना जगाना चाहते हैं और देशभक्ति की भावना के आधार पर ही वो नए भारत के निर्माण में लगे, महान भारत के निर्माण में लगे। और मोदी जी ने जो स्वप्न देखा है कि हमारा भारत पूरी दुनिया में महान भारत बनकर अपना उचित स्थान प्राप्त करे, उस दिशा में हमारी नई पीढ़ी आगे बढ़े।
Humphrey Strait Creek Bridge is the longest bridge in Andaman and Nicobar Islands of length 1.18 kilometers. It is constructed on NH4, formerly known as Andaman Trunk Road, over Humphrey Strait Creek in Kadantala, Middle Andaman. The bridge is located about 120 kilometers away from Port Blair in Middle Andaman. NHIDCL has constructed this pillar bridge with a project cost of more than 202 crore rupees. With inauguration of this major bridge, the inter-district road connectivity between North and Middle Andaman and South Andaman has been boosted. The state-of-the-art bridge is a milestone in the infrastructure of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Tourism in North and Middle Andaman will also be flourished with the completion of this bridge. The bridge will reduce the time and efforts of daily passengers who need to cross Humphrey Strait Creek from Gandhi Jetty to Uttara Jetty by boat. It takes about more than an hour, but with the completion of this bridge, the commuting time to pass the creek will be reduced to 10 minutes.
Home Minister Amit Shah has extended greetings to the country's brave National Security Guard personnel on their 37th Raising Day. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that NSG is a world-class trained force to tackle all facets of terrorism. He said this formidable force has left no stone unturned to live up to its motto, Sarvatra Sarvottam Suraksha, and India is proud of the NSG. Minister of State for Home, Nityanand Rai, has said that National Security Guard, NSG, is capable to neutralize any terrorist activities and establishing peace in the country. Speaking on the occasion of 37th Raising Day of NSG at Manesar in Haryana, Mr. Rai said the nature of challenges has changed and the security forces have to be prepared for incidents like drone strike and lone wolf attacks. He said NSG has increased its efficiency and its capability time to time and is always ready to face challenges.
आज देश को गर्व है कि उसी प्रकार से एनएसजी अपनी दक्षता और अपनी क्षमता को बढ़ाया है और इस पर निश्चित रूप से आज विश्वास भी बढ़ा है कि हम देश में शांति स्थापित करने में सक्षम भी है और आतंकी गतिविधियों को रोकने में भी एनएसजी सक्षम है। आज हमारे सामने चुनौतियों का स्वरूप बदल गया है। अगर हम इन चुनौतियों का सामना करने के लिए तैयार हैं, तभी हम सुरक्षित भी रह सकते हैं।
More than 97 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said over 8 lakh 36,000 doses were administered yesterday. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said 15,981 new cases were reported in the country in the last 24 hours. India's active caseload stands at 2,01,632. The ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 98.08%, which is the highest since March last year. Over 101 crore vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. The vaccines have been given through the central government's free-of-cost channel and direct state procurement category. The Health Ministry said more than 11 crore 12 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories. In Telangana, COVID-19 special vaccination drive will resume from Monday onwards after a 4-day gap. Meanwhile, the state recorded at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose to over 2 crore 82 lakh people across the state. According to State Public Health Department statistics, 2 crore 3 lakh people received at least one vaccine dose, while 79 lakh 11,000 people have taken both the doses. The state authorities are expecting that it will become a 100% vaccinated state during this month.
The government has allowed foreign tourists on chartered flights to enter the country. The Union Home Ministry has begun granting fresh tourist visas to foreigners coming to India through chartered flights with effect from the 15th of this month. The ministry in a statement said all COVID-19 protocols and norms notified by the Health Ministry are to be adhered to by foreign tourists and carriers bringing them into India and other stakeholders at landing stations. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all visas granted to foreigners were suspended last year. The US will lift travel restrictions from the 8th of November for foreign nationals who have been fully vaccinated, White House announced last night. Starting the 8th of November, United States will admit fully vaccinated foreign air travelers from the 26 so-called Shannon countries in Europe as well as India, Britain, Ireland, South Africa and Brazil. U.S. health authorities have said that all vaccine approved by the Food and Drug Administration and the World Health Organization would be accepted for entry by air.
The Income Tax Department has carried out search and seizure operations on an importer and trader of laptops, mobile phones and peripheral parts in National Capital Region, Haryana and West Bengal. During the course of the search, several incriminating documents, diaries and digital evidences have been found, which reveal that the group is engaged in large-scale invoicing and wrongful declaration of goods imported by it. The evidences found and seized during the search reveal that the payments for such under-invoiced goods to the foreign consigners have been made through Hawala channels. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has appealed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to immediately take steps to release 23 fishermen from the state who were apprehended by the Sri Lankan Navy. In a letter to the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister said the fishermen were caught and their boats were seized by the Sri Lankan Navy when they were fishing near Paruthiturai on the 13th of October. Condemning the action by the Sri Lankan Navy, Mr. Stalin said the matter should be taken up with the Sri Lankan President for a permanent solution. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting and Fisheries, Dr. L. Murugan, also appealed to External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jayashankar to take steps to immediately secure the release of 23 fishermen. In a letter to the External Affairs Minister, Dr. Murugan referred to the memorandum received from 66 fishermen villages of Nagapattinam, Karaikal and Mailaduthurai seeking the release of the fishermen along with their boats. The fishermen were apprehended by the Sri Lankan Navy a few days back for fishing in Sri Lankan waters.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, a gunfire broke out last night between terrorists and security forces at Zangbal area in Pampore town of South Kashmir's Pulwama district. IG Police Kashmir Zone Vijay Kumar said a Lashkar-e-Taiba LET commander, namely Umar Mushtaq Khande, involved in the killing of 2 police personnel at Baghat in Srinagar and in other terror crimes had been trapped in the encounter, which was still underway when reports last came in. Talking to AIR, the IGP said,
कल रात में देर से अवंती पुलिस को इत्तला मिला था कि तिरंगल पामपोर में 2 टेररिस्ट छिपे हुए हैं, तो आर्मी पुलिस सीआरपी मिलकर कॉर्डन डाल दिया। कॉर्डन डालने के बाद अंदर से फायरिंग आया, फिर उसके बाद हम लोग सरेंडर करने का मौका दीजिए, सरेंडर नहीं किया। 2 टेररिस्ट है जिसमें एक उमर खांडे जो है जो बहुत सारे किलिंग में इन्वॉल्व है। अभी तक 8 अक्टूबर के बाद से अभी तक में 9 इनकाउंटर हुआ है, जिसमें कि 11 टेररिस्ट मारे जा चुके हैं, जिसमें 2 सिटी का भी है, 2 भी फंसा हुए, थोड़ी देर में दोनों मारे जाएंगे। हम लोग उसको आइडेंटिफाई कर लिए, उसमें 2 को न्यूट्रलाइज कर लिए सिटी वाले को, और जो भी 3 बच गया है जो इसमें इन्वॉल्व थे उसको बहुत जल्दी हम लोग न्यूट्रलाइज कर देंगे।
Earlier, 2 terrorists were neutralized by security forces yesterday in 2 separate encounters at Wahibug area in Pulwama district and in Bemina area of Srinagar city. In Chhattisgarh, 6 personnel of Central Reserve Police Force CRPF were injured in a blast on platform number 2 of Raipur railway station this morning. The injured were rushed to a private hospital and condition of one head constable is stated to be critical. According to sources, the incident took place around 6:30 a.m. when the Jawans were shifting boxes of detonators set, which slipped and fell on the floor. The boxes were being shifted from one coach to another of a special CRPF train.
In Maharashtra, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan State Director Prakash Kumar Manure today said the organization would collect 5,17,020 kilograms of garbage and single-use plastic till the culmination of Clean India program on the 31st of this month. Addressing a virtual press conference, Mr. Manure said the Sangathan has been given a target of collecting 4,59,760 kilograms of garbage and single-use plastic. He said abiding by the directions of the district magistrates, the Sangathan has been disposing garbage after its collection. 37 districts from Maharashtra and Goa are participating in the Clean India program, which was launched on the 1st of this month. Former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh has been diagnosed with dengue at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. AIIMS officials said his health condition is gradually improving. Dr. Singh was admitted to the hospital 3 days ago after he complained of fever and weakness.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Home Minister Amit Shah undertakes aerial survey of various developmental projects in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, inaugurates Humphrey Strait Bridge project. More than 97 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.08%. India allows foreign tourists on chartered flights to enter the country. US to ease travel curbs for fully vaccinated foreigners from 8th of November. UN Security Council strongly condemns terrorist attack on Shia mosque in Kandahar province of Afghanistan. Islamic State claims responsibility. National Security Guard celebrates their 37th Raising Day. Heavy rains disrupt normal life in several parts of Kerala. Week-long Kullu Dashera begins in Himachal Pradesh with Rath Yatra of Lord Raghunath, and 7-time champions India to take on Nepal in finals of SAF Football Championship in Malé this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. Kerala is under high alert as heavy rain continues to lash across the southern and central parts of the state. We have a report.
Chief Minister Midday urged the public to be extra cautious for the coming 24 hours as Met Department forecasts heavy rain across the state on account of the depression formed in Arabian Sea. Red alert is issued in 5 districts: Kottayam, Ernakulam, Pathanamthitta, Thrissur and Idukki. Low-lying areas are flooded in southern and central Kerala. Electricity and traffic is badly hit in many regions. Shutters of many dams are opened. Landslides have been reported in high-range areas. High alert is issued in landslide and sea erosion-prone regions. Authorities had directed the public to avoid travel in hilly areas. 6 teams of National Disaster Response Force is in the state. 24-hour control room and relief camps are opened in all affected regions. Mayush Shah for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio on the 24th of this month. It will be the 82nd episode of the monthly radio program. The Prime Minister has invited people to share their ideas for this month's episode. People can share their views in the Namo app or MyGov open forum. They can also dial the toll-free number 1-800-11-7800 and record their message for the Prime Minister in either Hindi or English. The phone lines will remain open till the 22nd of October. People can also give a missed call on 1922 and follow the link received in SMS to directly give their suggestions to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has extended greetings to the Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik, on his birthday. Mr. Modi prayed that Mr. Patnaik is blessed with a long and healthy life in service of the people.
In Himachal Pradesh, traditional week-long Kullu Dashera began yesterday with Rath Yatra of Lord Raghunath at Dhalpur Dashera ground. More than 200 palanquins of deities along with thousands of followers are taking part in the festival. The entire Kullu valley will be echoing with the divine music of drums and trumpets for 7 days, and all the deities will camp in Kullu till the 21st of October. Himachal Pradesh Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar inaugurated the Dashera festivity by lighting diyas. A huge crowd of devotees, including tourists, thronged Kullu to witness this centuries-old cultural and religious festival. Kullu Dashera was declared an international festival in 1972. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the valiant struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember the forceful divide and rule decision of the British Crown to disturb the nationalist Hindu-Muslim unity against the imperialistic forces and divide Bengal on communal lines into eastern and western areas. People rose together against this decision as Rabindranath Tagore's Amar Shonar Bangla took on a new meaning.
Amar Shonar Bangla, Ami tomaye bhalobashi, Chirodin tomar akash, tomar batash, Amar prani bajaye bashi.
Since 1765, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha were a single province in British India. But Viceroy of India, Lord Curzon, the architect of the partition, planned to split Odisha and Bihar and join 15 eastern districts of Bengal with Assam, making the eastern province with its centre at Dhaka. He thought that splitting Bengal would weaken and divide the nationalist movement.
After Curzon announced the partition on 19th July 1905, there was widespread political unrest in the province as most people in Bengal saw through the nefarious plan of British and took this partition as an insult to their motherland.
The nationalists realized that partition was effected not just on administrative grounds, but for creating a permanent division between Hindu and Muslim communities by the British colonial power through its policy of divide and rule. In the western region, resistance to the partition was explosive and all-pervasive.
This involved non-violent and violent protests, boycotts, and even an assassination attempt on the governor of the new province of West Bengal. Surendranath Banerjee was one of the most important public leaders who protested against the partition of the Bengal province.
He was at the forefront of the movement and organized protests, petitions, and rallied extensive public support across Bengal and India.
The protest got momentum under the leadership of one of India's greatest poet, Rabindranath Tagore, who declared the day of the partition to be a day of national mourning. No food was cooked in Bengali homes that day.
To strengthen the bond between Bengali Hindus and Muslims, Tagore appealed to Hindus and Muslims to tie rakhis to one another, creating a lifelong bond of protection that no one could break.
Banglar mati, Banglar jol, Banglar vayu, Banglar phol.
The agitation against the partition of Bengal gave birth to Swadeshi and boycott of British products movement, which marked one of the turning points in the history of Indian nationalism.
The twin weapons of Swadeshi and boycott, adopted by the Bengalis, became a slogan for all Indian nationalists, and they formed the basis of Mahatma Gandhi's non-cooperation, satyagraha and khadi movements. Following the massive protests against partition, Bengal was reunited in 1911 by Viceroy Lord Hardinge.
On 16th October, we are also observing the death anniversary of freedom fighter and politician Ganesh Ghosh. Born on 22nd of June 1900 at Binodpur village in Jessore district of Bengal province, Ghosh was arrested by British authorities in the Maniktala bomb case and was imprisoned for 4 years in 1924.
After his release, he joined the Chittagong Jugantar Party and participated in the Chittagong Arsenal raid along with Surya Sen and other revolutionaries on 18th April 1930. Ghosh was later arrested in Chandan Nagar and in 1932 was sentenced for life and deported to the cellular jail in Andaman.
In 1946, he was released, and after independence, he became a leader of the Communist Party of India. Ganesh Ghosh died on 16th October 1994 at the age of 94. We salute the spirit and love for nation of this great freedom fighter.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
स्वाधीनता आंदोलन के दौरान भारतीय जनमानस को उत्प्रेरित कर स्वतंत्रता का अलख जगाने और मातृभूमि के प्रति सेवा, समर्पण और त्याग की ज्वाला प्रज्वलित कर देने वाले अमर गीतों पर आधारित विशेष कार्यक्रम आजादी के तराने सुनना न भूलें। FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर प्रत्येक शुक्रवार शाम 4:45 पर परिक्रमा कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत आजादी के तराने सिर्फ आकाशवाणी पर।
The United Nations Security Council has strongly condemned the horrendous terrorist attack at the Shia mosque in Kandahar province of Afghanistan. At least 47 people were killed and 70 others were injured in an explosion inside the Shia mosque during Friday prayers yesterday. Terror group Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the attack. In a statement, UN Security Council expressed their deepest sympathy and condolences to the families of the victims, and they wished a speedy and full recovery to those who were injured.
The Union Ministry of Women and Child Development has said that the Global Hunger Report 2021, which has lowered India's rank on the basis of Food and Agriculture Organization estimate on proportion of undernourished population, is found to be devoid of ground reality and facts. It said the report suffers from serious methodological issue. The ministry said the publishing agencies of the Global Hunger Report, Concern Worldwide and Wealth Hunger Health, have not done their due diligence before releasing the report. In a statement, the ministry said the methodology used by Food and Agriculture Organization is unscientific, and they have based their assessment on the result of a 4-question opinion poll which was conducted telephonically by Gallup. Bangladesh improved its hunger score from 20.4 last year to 19.1 this year on the Global Hunger Index GHI. The GHI classifies countries of the world into low, moderate, serious, alarming and extremely alarming categories. It ranks countries on a scale of 100 based on parameters of undernourished, child wasting, child stunting and child mortality. A lower score indicates improvement. However, Bangladesh slipped 1 point in the overall ranking in the world to 76th position from 75th among 116 countries compared to last year.
On to sports. 7-time champions India will take on Nepal in the final of the South Asian Football Federation Championship in Malé in the Maldives today. India on Wednesday defeated Maldives 3-1 to book their spot in the summit clash. India remained undefeated in this edition, having earlier played out draws with Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and then beating Nepal. In cricket, Chennai Super Kings beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 27 runs to win its 4th IPL title in Dubai last night. Faf du Plessis won the Man of the Match award for smashing a knock of 86 in 59 balls for Chennai. Rituraj Gaikwad, who scored 32 of 27 deliveries in the final clash, has won the Orange Cap for scoring highest runs with 635 runs from 16 matches in this edition of IPL.
In Ladakh, the minimum temperatures were recorded below 0 degrees consecutively for the second day. According to the Ladakh Met Center, today the minimum temperatures in Leh and Dras were minus 2.3 degrees Celsius, while maximum day temperatures are recorded at 19.6 and 18.6 degrees Celsius respectively.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. National capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky. Later in the day it may become partly cloudy. Light rain or thunder showers are expected. Towards evening or night, maximum temperature will be nearly 34 degrees, rising from minimum of 20 degrees. Mumbai may experience partly cloudy sky with maximum temperature expected to be around 34 degrees. Minimum temperature was 25. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Chennai is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Temperature will vary between 26 and 35 degrees Celsius. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Home Minister Amit Shah undertakes aerial survey of various developmental projects in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, inaugurates Humphrey Strait Bridge project. More than 97 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.08%. India allows foreign tourists on chartered flights to enter the country. US to ease travel curbs for fully vaccinated foreigners from 8th of November. UN Security Council strongly condemns terrorist attack on Shia mosque in Kandahar province of Afghanistan. Islamic State claims responsibility. National Security Guard celebrates their 37th Raising Day. Heavy rains disrupt normal life in several parts of Kerala. Week-long Kullu Dashera begins in Himachal Pradesh with Rath Yatra of Lord Raghunath. 7-time champions India to take on Nepal in final of SAF Football Championship in Malé this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that we end the midday news.